This is the 2030 Romeo from Bay Ridge 95th Street to Forest Hills Continental Avenue. Calling for radio check.
2030 Romeo, Bay Ridge 95th to Forest Hills. Radio checks loud and clear.
Copy.
2016 Quincy's at Kings Highway.
16 Quincy, Kings High, that is a copy. Next callback, Newkirk Plaza.
10-4 Newkirk Plaza, closing now.
This is the 2010 Foxtrot, Church Avenue.
10 Fox Church Avenue, that is a copy. Next callback, 7th Avenue.
Copy.
Quilly Romeo requesting out of Bay Ridge 95th Street.
2030 Romeo may depart Bay Ridge 95th. Next callback, 59th Street.
Copy 5-9.
.26 Quincy, calling in at Brighton Beach.
2026 Quincy, Brighton Beach, that is a copy. Next callback, Kings Highway.
Kings Highway.
This is 86th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is 77th Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
This is 77th Street. is a Manhattan
59th Street, 20.
train.
What's my
The
time?
next stop
2014
is
Nancy.
Bay Ridge Avenue.
2014 Nancy,
Clear of the
59th
closing
Street. That
doors,
is a copy.
please.
Be advised, you're entering a general order area. You have a 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction until signal F4-503. It is north of 53rd Street. That's your next callback.
Exciting. Thank you. Copy.
2010 Foxtrot, 7th Avenue. Park Slope.
7th Avenue for the 2010 Fox. That is a copy. Next callback, State Street Metro Tech.
Copy.
This is the 2012 Romeo at Atlantic Avenue.
Pacific
And
Street for
2016
the
Quincy's at Newkirk.
2012 Romeo Pacific. That is a copy for the Whitehall Live. Next callback is Court Street.
Is
Copy. Court
the
Street.
flagging
Quincy.
limit 10 or 15?
Bay Ridge
10.
Avenue.
2016 Quincy Newkirk Plaza. Next callback is Church Avenue.
10-4 Church closing down.
.36 Quincy radio check.
Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is 59th
36
Street.
Quincy. Need your full call sign.
Clear of the closing doors, please.
2036 Quincy Stillwell to 96 radio check.
36 Quincy coming out Stillwell at 96 Street. Radio check loud and clear.
Copy that.
Uh, 2014. I'm passing 53rd. None of my signals have numbers. You said it was F something something?
2014 Nancy. It's F4-503. Just call back when you see the green cones.
Yeah, I just passed the green cones. I'm speeding up now.
That's a copy. Resume normal speed. Next callback is 36.
Copy 36.
This is 59th Street. Transfers available to the N train.
36 Quincy requesting lineup at a Stillwell.
156 Quincy Avalon, Banaconia on the Stillwell. Next callback is Brighton Beach.
Brighton Beach.
This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop
30 Romeo
is
is at 59th 4th
53rd
Avenue.
Street.
Stand clear of the
59th to the 2030 Romeo. That is a copy. Be advised, you're entering a general order area. You have a 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction until your next stop, 53rd Street. Your next callback is 53rd Street.
Copy 53rd.
.26 Quincy's at Kings Highway.
Okay, 36 for the 2014 Nancy. That's a copy. Your next callback, Pacific Street.
Atlantic.
Who else is calling in?
2026 Quincy is at Kings Highway.
Kings Highway 26 Quincy has a copy. Next callback is Newkirk Plaza.
Newkirk.
'16 Quincy is at Church Avenue.
16 Quincy Church has a copy. Next callback is Prospect Park.
10-4 Prospect closing down.
This is 53rd Street. This is a Manhattan
30 Romeo.
This is the 2012 Romeo, Court Street.
All right, the 2012 Romeo at Court, that is a copy. Push for Whitehall line. For your next call back to Whitehall.
Doors, please.
Copy Whitehall.
2030 Romeo at 53rd Street, near zero normal speed. Next call back is 36.
Copy 36.
This is 45th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is 36th Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
'16 Quincy Prospect Park.
116 Quincy Prospect Park, that is a copy. Next call back is Atlantic Avenue.
Atlantic closing down.
'26 Quincy, Brighton Beach.
36 Quincy Brighton Beach, that is a copy. Next call back Kings Highway.
Kings Highway.
Atlantic Avenue, 2014 Nancy.
This is
2014 Nancy Pacific, that is a copy. Push forward, Bridge via Broadway line. For your next call back, decal interlocking X 122.
122.
2012 Romeo, Whitehall Street.
Whitehall for the 12 Romeo, that is a copy. Next call back Canal Street.
Copy Canal Street.
This is a
30
Manhattan-bound
Foxtrot.
R train.
Schmitz
The
Tech.
next stop is 25th Street.
30 Romeo 36.
All right, 20
Stand
the
clear of
2010
closing
Fox
doors,
at J
please.
Street, that is a copy. Next call back will be 2nd Avenue.
Hey, what's the call for 2010?
2010 Fox, 2nd Avenue.
I'm at J Schmitz Tech.
Yes, 2010 Fox at J Street.
Oh.
Your next call back is 2nd Avenue.
Oh, 2nd Avenue. I thought you said 7th, so my bad. Copy.
2030 Romeo 36. Next call back Pacific.
Copy Pacific.
.26 Quincy is at Newkirk Plaza.
26 Quincy Newkirk, that is a copy. Next callback, Church Avenue.
Copy.
This is 25th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is Prospect Avenue.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
This is Prospect Avenue.
.2016 Quincy's at Atlantic.
2016 Quincy Atlantic Barclays, that is a copy. What's your bridge via Broadway Live? Next callback, decouple interlock, next 116.
10-4 decouple interlocking, closing down.
The next stop is 4th Avenue, 9th Street.
X122, 2014 Nancy.
Stand clear of
14
the
Nancy
closing doors,
X122, that is a copy. Your next callback's Canal Street.
Canal.
Damn it.
This is 4th Avenue, 9th Street. Transfer is available to the F and G trains. This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is Union Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
.26 Quincy, Church Avenue.
26 Quincy Church, that is a copy. Next callback, Prospect Park.
Prospect Park.
This is Union Street.
.12 Romeo, Canal Street.
12 Romeo Canal, that is a copy. Next callback is 14th Street, Union Square.
Copy 14.
This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is Atlantic Avenue, Pacific Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
.36 Quincy Kings Highway.
36 Quincy Kings Highway, that is a copy. Next callback to Newkirk Plaza.
Newkirk.
2010 Foxtrot at 2nd Avenue. Reside.
2nd Avenue for the 2010 Fox, that is a copy. Next callback to West 4th.
Copy for West 4th.
This is Atlantic
Train
Avenue,
approaching Decal
Pacific
116,
Street.
2016 Quincy,
Transfers
Stillwell to
available
96.
2,
16 Quincy X116, that is a copy. Next callback to Canal Street.
10-4 Canal Street, not closing down.
Available to the Long Island Railroad.
Rail control, the 116 home ball is a stop signal.
2026 Quincy is at Prospect Park.
Prospect Park for the 2026 Quincy, that is a copy. Next callback will be Atlantic Avenue.
Atlantic.
2016 Quincy, you said the home ball is red over red?
Yes.
2016 Quincy, proceed 5 miles per hour until the trains pass the signal.
10-4, proceed.
Pacific for the 2030 Romeo, that is a copy. Push for a Whitehall lineup. Next callback will be Court Street.
Canal Street, 2014 Nancy.
14 Nancy Canal, that is a copy. You're going to push for a local lineup. Your next callback will be 8th Street, NYU.
Copy it.
Romeo, 14th Street, Union Square.
Union Square for the 2012 Romeo, that is a copy. Next callback, 34th Street, Herald Square.
Cop 34th Street.
2014 Nancy, you can disregard the callback of 8th Street, clear to Union Square.
Copy 14.
Meanwhile, 16 has cleared 116 and is proceeding onto the bridge.
Alright, 2016 Quincy, your callback is Canal Street, may resume normal speed.
10-4.
2030 Romeo, what's your current location? .2030 Romeo, I'm gonna have you proceed at 20 till your entire trains pass the signal and let your callback remains court. Yeah.
This is the 2010 Foxtrot at West 4th Street.
10 Fox West 4th, that is a copy. Next callback is 34th Street, Herald Square.
So just hit me.
Copy.
Yes. That looked like it didn't clear, so I said, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I already bricked one earlier, so I'm not going to try it again.
This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is J Street Metrotech.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
.2026 Quincy is Atlantic Avenue.
26 Quincy Atlantic Barclays, that is a copy. Push your Bridgeview and Broadway line up. Next callback, keep up interlocking at 116.
Transfer is available
116.
to the A, C, and
36 Quincy, Newkirk.
Newkirk for the 36 Quincy, that is a copy. Next callback, Church Avenue.
Church.
This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is Court Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Romeo, 34th Street, Howard Square.
1234, it's a copy. Push the line up. Next callback is 49th Street.
Copy 49th Street.
This is Court Street. Transfer is available to the 2, 3, 4, and 5 trains. This is a Whitehall
14th Street, 2014 Nancy.
local train.
14 Nancy Union Square, that is a copy. Next callback, 34th Street, Herald Square.
34.
Stand clear of the
So
closing
Romeo,
doors,
what-
closing
what do you
doors,
court?
please.
Court for the 30 Romeo, that is a copy. Push the Whitehall line up. Next callback to Whitehall.
That'll be Whitehall lineup, Whitehall Street. I might actually get some.
'16 Quincy Canal Street.
16 Quincy Canal, that is a copy. Push for Express line up. Next callback, 14th Street, Union Square.
10-4 Union closing now.
.10 Foxtrot at 34th Street, Herald Square.
34th Street, Herald Square for 2010 Fox, that is a copy. Push your Fox line. The next callback is Rockefeller Center.
Copy.
This is the 2012 Romeo, 49th Street.
12 Romeo 49th, that is a copy. It's your 63rd Street line for your next callback. It's your next stop, 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
Copy 57th Street.
26 Quincy is at the home ball. X116.
Big 116 for the 2026 Quincy, that is a copy. Next callback will be Canal Street.
Copy.
This is Whitehall Street. Transfer is available to the 1 train. Transfer is available to the M15 Select Bus Service. Connection is available to the Staten Island Ferry. This is a
30
Versus
Whitehall.
Whitehall.
R train. The next stop is
Whitehall for the 2030 Romeo, that is a copy. Next callback to Canal Street.
Canal.
Stand
Church
clear
Avenue
of
for
the
36
closing
Quincy,
doors,
next callback to
please.
Prospect Park.
Prospect.
This is Rector Street.
34th Street, 2014 Nancy.
34th Street Herald Square for the 2014 Nancy, that is a copy. Push your local line. Your next callback is 49th Street.
49.
Twenty 12 Romeo, 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
Queensbound.
57-7 for the 2012 Romeo, that is a copy. Your next callback is signal G4-113 is where the next set of yellow flagging cones are.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Once again, 2012 Romeo, your next callback is signal G4-113 is where the next set of yellow flagging lights are.
#16 Quincy, Union Square.
14th Street, Union Square for the 2016 Quincy, that is a copy. Next callback, 34th Street Herald Square.
10-4 Herald Square. Here we go.
Oh, not my club.
This is a Queensbound R train. The next stop is City Hall.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
#50th for the 2010.
2010 Fox at Rockefeller, that is a copy. Push your 63rd Street line. If your next callback is your next stop, 57th Street.
Copy.
This is City Hall.
36 Quincy, Prospect.
Prospect Park for the 36 Quincy, that is a copy. Next callback is Atlantic Avenue.
Parkway.
16 Quincy, Herald Square.
34th Street, Herald Square for the 2016 Quincy. That is a copy. Push for express line for your next callback to be your next stop. Times Square, 42nd.
10-4, Times Square closed.
This is a Queens-bound R train. The next stop is Canal Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
'57th Street, 6th Avenue for the 2010 Fox.
57th Street for the 2010 Fox. That is a copy. You're going to hold there as a train in front of you in the flagging area.
Copy.
57th Street, 2014 Nancy.
2014 Nancy at you're at 49th or 57th?
57th.
The callback was 49th.
Okay.
That's
go backwards.
That's a strike. Your next call
was
59th.
No, I'm at 57th.
I said your next callback's Lexington 59th.
Oh, 59th. That's a copy.
2016 Quincy, Times Square.
Times Square, 42nd for the 2016 Quincy. That's a copy. You're going to hold there as a train with issues in front of you.
Fine.
This is Canal Street. Transfer is available to the 6, J, N, Q, and Z train.
2026 Quincy is at Canal Street.
26 Quincy Canal. That is a copy. Next callback's 14th Street, Union Square.
Copy.
This is a Queens-bound
30 Romeo Canal.
The next stop is Prince
30 Romeo Canal Street. That is a copy. Next callback's 14th Street, Union Square.
Copy, Union.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
This is Prince Street. Transfer is available to the R and W trains. This is a Queens-bound R train. The next stop is 8th Street, NYU.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
This is 8th Street, NYU.
'36 Quincy, Barclay Center.
2012 Romeo is ready to proceed out of 57th Street.
Okay, the 2012 Romeo 57th. You are entering this general order area. You have a 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction to Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street. Next call back Lexington, 63rd.
Copy, Lexington 63rd.
Lex 59 for the 2014 Nancy.
36 Quincy Atlantic Barclays, push your Ridgeview Broadway Atlantic. Next callback to decom interlock next 116.
116.
The 2014 Nancy at Lexington 59th, that is a copy. Be advised, you're entering a general order area. You have a 15 mile per hour speed restriction until Homeball X4. That is the Queens Plaza, Queensboro Plaza switch. Your next callback is Queensboro Plaza.
Oh god. That's copy for Queens Plaza.
2026 Quincy is at 14th Street Union Square.
Union Square for the 2026 Quincy, that is a copy. Your next callback 34th Street Herald Square.
Herald Square.
The 2016 Quincy holding the Times Square 42nd. Your next callback 57th Street 7th Avenue.
10 for Midtown 57th. Here we go.
This is 14th Street, Union Square. Transfer is available to the 4, 5, 6, L, M, Q, and R trains. This is a Queensbound
30 Romeo,
R
14th
train.
Street, Union
The
Square.
next stop is 23rd
Union Square for the 2030 Romeo, that is a copy. Next callback 34th Street Herald Square.
Copy, Harold.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What was the callback for the 2012 Romeo, Lexington 63rd?
2012 Romeo, correct. Lexington 63rd.
Copy.
This is 23rd Street. Transfer to the M23 Select Bus Service. This is a
16 Quincy, Midtown 57th.
The next stop is
57th Street 7th Avenue for the 2016 Quincy, that is a copy. You're going to hold there as a train in front of you in the flagging area.
Stand clear
10
of the
for.
closing doors, please.
Point 10 Foxtrot still holding at 57th Street 6th Avenue.
2010 Fox, that's correct. You're going to continue to hold. Once the Romeo clears out, you have permission to proceed.
Yep.
26 Quincy is at 34th Street Herald Square.
34th Street Herald Square for the 2026 Quincy, that is a copy. Push your express line. Next callback to your next stop, Times Square 42nd.
Times Square.
This is 28th Street.
Romeo, Lexington 63rd.
This is
2012 Romeo, Lexington 53rd, that is a copy. You may resume normal speed. Your next callback is Queensbridge.
Street.
Copy for 21st Street, Queensbridge.
Okay, 2010 Fox at 57th Street 6th Avenue. Thank you for your patience. Be advised, you're entering the general order area. You have 10 mile per hour speed restriction to Lexington 63rd. Your next callback is Lexington 63rd.
Copy.
2016 Quincy. You be advised, you're entering a general order area. You have a 10 mile per hour speed restriction to Lexington 63rd. Your next callback is also Lexington 63rd.
10 for Lexington 63rd. Close.
36 Quincy, correction. 116.
36 Quincy, you're on next 116. That is a copy. Next callback is Canal Street.
Copy for Canal Lower Level.
26 Quincy, Times Square.
This is 34th Street, Herald Square.
Times Square 42nd for the 2026 Quincy. That is a copy. You're going to hold there. The Romeo is going to receive priority.
Copy.
Trains. Transfer is available to the M34 Select Bus Service. Connection is available to the PATH trains. This is a Queens-bound
30 Romeo, 34th Herald
The
Square.
next stop is Times
This is
Square.
the Herald Square for the 2030 Romeo. That is a copy. Next callback 49th Street.
Copy
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
For the Nancy, the signal's supposed to be outside the tubes? Because I see green lights here.
2014,
Or...
2014 Nancy, did you pass the switch for Queens Plaza, Queensboro Plaza?
No, I haven't, but I saw the green lanterns.
2014 Nancy, you can, did you see the green lanterns? You can presume, zoom normal speed. Queensboro Plaza, next call.
That's copy.
This is Times Square 42nd Street. Transfer is available to the 1, 2, 3, 7, A, C, E, M, Q, R, and shuttle to Grand Central Station. Connection is available to the Port Authority bus terminal. This is a Queens-bound R train. The next stop is 49th Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
This is the 2012 Romeo at 21st Street, Queensbridge.
12 Romeo, Queensbridge, that is a copy. Push your Queens Boulevard local lineup. Your next callback is Jackson Heights Roosevelt.
Copy, Jackson Heights.
This is a Queens-bound R train. The next stop is
30 Romeo, 49th
Street, 7th Avenue.
49th for the 2030 Romeo, that is a copy. Push your 63rd Street lineup. Your next callback. Your next stop, 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
57 and 7th.
Queensboro Plaza, 2014 Nancy.
2014 Nancy, Queensboro Plaza, that is a copy. Next callback to Broadway.
Broadway.
This is 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
2010 Foxtrot at Lexington Avenue, 63rd.
10 Fox, Lexington 63rd, that is a copy. You're going to hold connection with the 2016 Quincy.
Copy.
Romeo, 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
57th Street, 7th Avenue for the 2030 Romeo, that is a copy. You're going to hold there. There is a Quincy in front of you in the flag area.
Closing doors, please.
2016 Quincy, Lex 63rd.
Lexington 63rd for 2016 Quincy. That is a copy. Connection established with the 2010 Fox. Both trains may close down. Both trains may resume normal speed. 2010 Fox. Your next callback's Queensbridge.
Copy.
2016 Quincy. Your next callback's your last stop, 96th Street, 2nd Avenue.
10-4, 96th Street.
The 2030 Romeo at 57.7. Be advised, you're in the general order area. You have a 10 mile per hour speed restriction to Lexington 63rd. Next callback is Lexington 63rd.
Copy for Lex.
The 2026 Quincy holding at Times Square. You may proceed out. Next callback is 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
57th Street.
36 Quincy Canal, low level, pushing for express.
36 Quincy Canal, that is a copy. Next callback, 14th Street, Union Square.
Union Square.
'26 Quincy, 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
'57 7th for the 26 Quincy. That is a copy. Gonna hold there. There's a Romeo in front of you in the flagging area.
Copy.
Broadway for the 2014 Nancy.
14 Nancy Broadway. That is a copy. Next callback will be your last stop, Astoria-Ditmars.
Copy.
This is Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street. Transfer is available to the F and Q trains.
A free transfer is available to the 4, 5, 6, N, and R trains by walking to the Lexington Avenue 59th Street station
Foxtrot is at
and
21st
using
Street,
your
Queens.
Metro card.
Queensbridge for the 2010 Fox. That is a copy. Push for express line. If your next callback is Jackson Heights, Roosevelt.
Copy.
Union Square, 36 Quincy.
36 Quincy Union Square. That is a copy. Next callback, 34th Street, Herald Square.
Herald Square.
30 Romeo, Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street.
Lexington 63rd for the 2030 Romeo. That is a copy. You may resume normal speed. Your next callback is Queensbridge.
Copy 21st Street, Queensbridge.
2026 Quincy holding at 57th Street, 7th Avenue. You proceed out. Be advised, you're in the general order area. You have a 10 mile per hour speed restriction to Lexington 63rd. Next callback is Lexington 63rd.
Lex 63rd.
2016 Quincy terminated. 96.
2016 Quincy, that's a copy for 96th Street, 2nd Avenue. You can discharge your passengers. Terminate the train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
You too.
This is Roosevelt Island.
This is a Queens-bound R train via the F line. The next stop is 21st Street, Queensbridge.
Herald Square, 36 Quincy.
36 Quincy, 34th Street, Herald Square. The copy for the express line. Your next callback is 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
2012 Romeo, Jackson Heights, Roosevelt.
Jackson Heights, Roosevelt for the 2012 Romeo. That is a copy. Next callback is your last stop, Forest Hills, 71st Avenue.
Copy Forest Hills.
This is 21st Street, Queensbridge. This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is 36th Street.
30 Romeo, 21st Street, Queensbridge.
Queensbridge for the 2030 Romeo. That is a copy. Push for local lineup. Your next callback is Jackson Heights, Roosevelt.
Copy Jackson, Roosevelt.
Astoria for the 2014 Quincy, Nancy.
Astoria-Ditmars for the 2014 Nancy. That is a copy. You can discharge your passengers. Terminate your train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
This is 36th Street.
This is the first best I've had in a while. It's alright.
This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is Steinway Street.
10 Foxtrot, Jackson Heights, Roosevelt.
Jackson Heights Roosevelt for the 2010 Fox. That is cop. Push for express line for your next callback. Forest Hills.
Copy.
36 Quincy, 57-7.
57-7. That is a cop. You can hold there. There's a Quincy in front of you in the flagging area.
26
Copy.
Quincy, Lex 63rd.
This is 63rd for the 2026 Quincy. That is a copy. You may resume normal speed. Next callback to your last stop, 96th Street, 2nd Avenue.
96th Street.
2036 Quincy, you can disregard the hold. Be advised you're in the general order area. You have a 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction to Lexington 63rd. Your next callback is Lexington 63rd.
Lex 63. miles per hour, correct?
10 miles per hour, 36.
Copy that.
This is Steinway Street. This is 46th Street. This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is Northern Boulevard. This is Northern Boulevard. This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is 65th Street.
2012 Romeo, Forest Hills, 71st Avenue.
2012 Romeo, Forest Hills, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers. Click for the relay. Call back the relay.
Copy for the relay.
2026
Okay,
Quincy,
huh.
96th Street.
Okay, the 2010 Fox at Forest Hills, that is a copy. Push for Hillside local line. If your next callback is Briarwood.
Got for Briarwood.
The 2026 Quincy at 96th Street, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers. Terminate your train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
Copy.
'36 Quincy, Lex 63.
License 63rd for 36 Quincy, that is a copy. You may resume normal speed. Next callback's your last stop. 96th Street, 2nd Avenue.
2nd Avenue, 96.
This is Roosevelt Avenue. Transfers available to the 7E, F, M, and R trains.
Transfer to the Q47 and LaGuardia Link Q70 Select Bus Service to LaGuardia Airport.
Transfer to the Q53 Select Bus
This is
Service.
a Forest Hills 71st
Sorry, Romeo,
Avenue
Jackson Heights,
bound
Roosevelt Avenue.
R train. The next stop is
Jackson Heights, Roosevelt for 2030 Romeo, that is a copy. Next callback's your last stop. Forest Hills.
Got Forest Hills.
'12 Romeo at layup.
2012 Romeo at the layup, that is a copy. You can lock down your train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
Copy.
This is Elmhurst Avenue.
This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is Grand Avenue, Newtown.
This is Grand Avenue, Newtown. Transfer to the Q53 Select Bus Service. This is a Forest
Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is Woodhaven Boulevard.
And Briarwood.
Briarwood for the 2010 Fox. That is a copy. Next callback's your last stop. Jamaica 179.
Copy.
This is Woodhaven Boulevard. Transfer to the Q53 Select Bus Service.
This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is 63rd Drive, Rego Park.
'96 second, last stop.
96th Street, 2nd Avenue for the 2036 Quincy. That is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
You too.
This is 63rd Drive, Rego Park.
This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next stop is 67th Avenue.
This is 67th Avenue.
This is a Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound R train. The next and last stop is Forest Hills 71st Avenue.
This is Forest Hills, 71st Avenue. Transfer is available to the E and F train.
This is the last stop on this train. Everyone, please leave the
30
train.
Romeo, Forest
Thank
Hills,
you for
71st
riding
Avenue.
with MTA New York City.
Forest Hills for 2030 Romeo. That is a copy. You can discharge your passengers. Push for the relay. Call back the relay.
Copy relay.
The 2010 Foxtrot Jamaica 179 Street line.
Jamaica 179 for the 2010 Fox. That is a copy. Discharge your passengers. Call back the relay.
Copy.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Calling back a layup relay.
All right, relay for the 2010 Fox and the 2030 Romeo. That is a copy. You can lock down your trains. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
You too.
Cool. Yep, back to the relay. Don't even matter. Well, that's the run then.